It's a lovely fresh day here in England. Oh, what a lovely day. Look at that. The sun is out. There is a gentle breeze. The birds are singing and everything is all right. Welcome once again to another English Addict. Yes, we are live once more, coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be... Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It's England. Oh, there you are. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling happy today. I'm feeling rather happy. I don't know why, but I woke up this morning and I felt very content. I felt very happy. My toes were curling. That's how happy I was feeling this morning. So I hope you are feeling good as well. We have a beautiful day outside. If you missed it, here it is again. So this is the view outside right now. It's looking rather nice, in fact. You can see lots of birds flying across. The birds are feeling a little anxious at the moment as winter approaches. You can see lots of birds flying around, lots of pigeons, lots of crows, all panicking because, well, they know that winter is just around the corner. They do. So here we are again. It is English Addict, episode 124. Really? I can't believe I've already done 123 of these. I can't believe it, really. I hope you are okay. Yes, we have made it to the end of not only another week, but also another weekend. Yes, it's Sunday. Here we go again. Yes, we are back once more. I hope you are feeling good today. I really, really, really do. I'm not too bad. I'm okay. I mustn't complain. I've had a very busy morning. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm going to give you a little clue as to what we were doing this morning. Not only myself, but also Mr. Steve. We were very busy in the garden this morning. I won't give too much away. However, would you like to have a look at my feet? So this is what I'm wearing at the moment on my feet right now in the studio. And this is a clue. It is a small clue as to what we are doing later on. Oh, yes. I'm going to show you something very interesting. I think it might be something we've never done before here on our English Addict, but today we are going into the garden and it is something we've recorded already. We did it this morning. I still can't believe we did it. Oh, look at that. Can you see that my running shoes have a big hole near the toe? In fact, I have a feeling that those running shoes are looking a little worn out. I know the feeling. I'm feeling a little bit worn out myself. Even though we are having a lovely day here, I hope where you are everything is super duper and wonderful as well. For those who are wondering, who is that very strange looking man on my screen? Well, my name is Mr. Duncan. I talk about English. I teach English. I've been doing this for ever such a long time. Do you know how long? Over 14 years. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but I've never heard of you. Who are you? Are you real? Yes, I am real, and yes, I have been doing this for over 14 years here on YouTube. I like to say that I am YouTube's best kept secret. So I've been on here for a very long time, even though you may not have ever heard of me, but if it is your first time here, welcome. This is YouTube. So it's not all about people pranking or being rude and swearing all the time. Sometimes you can have fun without being disgusting. Well, sometimes anyway. Talking of things that are disgusting, we have Mr. Steve coming up later on. Yes, Steve will be here in around about 20 minutes. And of course we have you on the live chat. Talking of which, we have the live chat right now. Hello to everyone watching. Yes, you are more than welcome to get in touch. You can actually chat live. So whilst I'm doing this, you can actually type on your keyboard or on your mobile device. You can actually send me a live message. Ooh, if you want to say hello, you are more than welcome to do so. Here we go then. Oh, hello, Vitas. Vitas, congratulations. You are first on today's live chat. Very nice. Congratulations. I can see that Vitas has been exercising his finger during the past few days. I think so. Well done, Vitas. You are first. Also, we have Partap. No, you are not the first person on the live chat today. You are not. Ooh, you were beaten. You were pipped to the post. Have you ever heard of that expression? There is an expression, pipped to the post. If you are pipped to the post, that means someone has beaten you. They have come first, just ahead of you. So that means that you are actually in second place because Vitas pipped you to the post. It is something we often use in racing, horse racing. One rider will pip another one to the post. He will come first, but the distance between the two is very small. Hello also, Palmyra, Belarusia. Can I say a special hello to Belarusia? I didn't see your message last week on the live chat because I was a little bit distracted. But can I just say I wish you well. I hope everything concerning the news that you gave us last week goes well. So we are all thinking of you right now. Hello, Beatrice. Also, we have Thomas. Hello, Thomas, watching in the Czech Republic. Hello to you as well. I hope you are feeling good on this Sunday. Yes, it is Sunday. It's a fun day. It's time to improve your English. If you want to listen, you are more than welcome. If you want to get involved, you can. It is up to you. Karim. Hello, Karim, who says, hello, Mr. Duncan. That's me, by the way. Hello, also, Racer. And we have Anita. Anita Portillo. Hello, Anita. We have, well, not anymore. He used to be a member of the British Parliament. We have an MP called Michael Portillo. Are you related, I wonder? Palmyra is here. Mosen. Hello, Mosen. Nice to see you here as well. Lolly Lolly. Nice to see you back. Yes, we do have Mr. Steve coming up. We also have the sentence game. Of course, the big question is, when will we actually do it? Will we be late? You know the answer to the question already? Yes, is the answer to that question. Also, we have, hello to Rosa is here. Carlos. Hello, Carlos. Hernando Henao. I like your name, by the way. Hello, Khan Nguyen. nice to see you back as well. Yes, I have a feeling that you have been busy with your studies. I think so. Rosa, also... Oh, hello, Nin Wit Moon. Hello, Nin Wit. Have I pronounced your name right? I hope so. Also, we have Racer. This morning I watched 12 Monkeys, which is the film I recommended. I recommended the film a few weeks ago. So this morning I watched 12 Monkeys. I think you mentioned that movie some time ago. I liked it, but it is a bit difficult to understand the opening and also the ending. It is one of those movies. There are some movies that if you lose concentration, or if you, I don't know, if you look away from the screen for a few seconds, you can actually miss the story. You can actually miss parts of the story. But I'm glad you actually watched it because of my recommendation. I do recommend the movie. I think it's one of those movies that you have to watch more than once. In fact, I have watched 12 Monkeys 3 times. And now I almost understand it, you see. But it is all about time travel. So the movie 12 Monkeys concerns time travel. It actually concerns a certain virus as well. Isn't that strange? It might be slightly topical even. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I do recommend watching the movie more than once, like I did. Hello, Maria. Oh, Maria. I'm saying hello to Maria. Nice to see you here. We also have, Anna Rita, Alessandra. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and also Pedro Belmont. Hello, Pedro. Nice to see you back as well. Where is Luis? I haven't seen Luis Mendez today. Where is he? Oh, there you are. I've just seen you. Isn't that strange? Just as I mentioned your name, I saw you on the live chat. Oh, Luis Mendez is here today. Nice to see you as well. I hope you are well on this Sunday. It might be Sunday morning. It might be Sunday afternoon. It might be Sunday night where you are. I don't know because I'm not there. Hello, Valentina. Also, wow, so many people. I want to say hello to as many people as possible, you see. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Ahmed, nice to see you as well. Othmain. Or Othmain, hello to you as well. Oh my goodness. Today we are looking at perfection. When we talk about perfection, we mean something that is good or fit or something that has 100% suitability, something that is perfect. So perfection describes the actual state of being perfect. We talk about perfection. Some people aim for perfection. They try to be perfect, or maybe in their lives they will look for something that is perfect, you see? So perfection, being perfect, is something we are looking at a little bit later on. Nice to see so many people here already. Thank you very much for joining in. We talk about the English language. We talk about all sorts of things. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, we are going into the garden to do something. I suppose I would describe it as an activity. So that is the reason why I am wearing my running shoes today. We will find out a little bit later on what that is all about. Yes, we will find out a little bit later on. For those who are wondering, we have the sentence game coming up as well. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Although there is a good chance I will at some point. We have Valentina. We also have, Nessar. Hello, Nessar. I am happy because I just came back from home, or I just came back to my home after going shopping in the local shopping mall. Some people say shopping mall. Here in England, we say shopping centre. So a shopping centre is the place where we go where there are many shops located in one place, quite often undercover as well. Hello, Anna. Hello also. Zuzika is here. Hello, Zuzika. Nice to see you here as well. Wow, so many people are joining us today. So when we think about things that are perfect, we are talking about, I suppose we are talking about perfection. We are talking about things that are naturally good, or something that is very suitable for a certain type of job, or maybe a certain type of activity, something that is perfect. So you might talk about perfect design. You might talk about something that is perfect design. For example, if I move that down there, you can see that now we have perfect design on the screen. So now that looks better, you see? So there is perfect design in my perfect design sign. So that's what we're talking about right now. When we say that something is perfect, what are we actually expressing? Well, maybe the design of something can be perfect, maybe something that does a certain job or carries out a certain task very well. You can describe it as 100% correct. I like that, yes. So if something is perfect, we can say that it is 100% correct. A perfect thing. Maybe if you are sitting an exam, and maybe you are having a certain type of test. Maybe you have to give a speech or read an essay that you've had to write for an exam. Then the teacher might really like what you've done. They might say, oh yes, well done, that's great. That is 100% correct. So maybe the way you did it, or maybe the things that you wrote down, or perhaps the questions that you had to answer. Maybe you got them all correct. Maybe you got them all right. So we could say that you have been 100% correct. Perfect. So quite often when we talk about perfect things, perfect, it is 100% correct. Something that is useful might be described as ideal. An ideal thing. So something that is very useful, maybe something that can be used in many different ways, something that is very suitable for one particular task, can be described as ideal. It is something that is ideal, a thing that is very useful for a certain task or a certain job. When we say perfect, we can also mean spot on. Something perfect you can describe as spot on. It does the thing that it's supposed to do. Or maybe something that is correct. Maybe an answer to a question might be correct. You can say that the person who answers the question is spot on. So it's a phrase that we often use in English to say that a person is completely correct, right, or maybe something that is perfect is spot on. There are no mistakes. There is nothing wrong with the thing you are discussing. It is spot on. A thing that is faultless can be perfect. So a perfect thing is faultless. A person. Do you know a person who you might describe as faultless? Maybe a person who has no faults. Maybe they are a good person, a kind person, a generous person, perhaps. You might describe them as faultless. Maybe something that you buy, maybe an old vase that you've bought and that it is in perfect condition. It is perfect. There are no faults. You can say that it is faultless. It is something that is faultless. Something that has no faults. Something that is adequate. Now, this is an interesting word because sometimes people might say that this word isn't perfect. So it might mean that something is okay. Something isn't perfect. It is okay. It is adequate. It will do the job. However, sometimes you might say that something that is adequate is something that is useful, something that does a very good job, something that is perfect. It can be used in more than one way. So if you say that something is adequate, it is enough. It is enough. It's okay. It will do the job. It is enough. And of course we have the word perfect. Something that is perfect. Something that has no faults. A person might be described as perfect. Between you and me, I think there are no perfect people in the world. No one is perfect. So when I think of perfect people, I'm just thinking of people who might try to do things as well as they can. They try to do their best whenever possible. So a perfect person might not be perfect, but they will try their best to be a good person. They will try to be perfect. They aim for perfection. They want to be perfect. Here's another one. Reliable. Now I like this one. I like this word because it can mean something that is perfect, maybe something that works very well. Perhaps you have a watch, and maybe your watch will always keep the correct time. You might say that your watch is very reliable. You can trust your watch to always tell you the right time. So my watch is always reliable. It means that this watch will always tell the right time. You can trust the watch because it is perfect. It does a very good job. It does the thing that it's supposed to do. It is reliable. I like that one. A person can also be reliable. We can say a person you can trust. Maybe a good friend. Maybe a person who is always there to help you out of any situation. Can be reliable. They are reliable. Maybe you work for a company and you are always on time in the morning and you always do everything you are told. You do your job very well. You might be described as a reliable employee, someone that can be trusted to do their job well. And I suppose the word trustworthy as well can be used. We can say a person is trustworthy. They have no faults. They are a person who will not let you down. I suppose you could also use the word perfect to describe a person who is trustworthy. You know they will never do anything to harm you. Satisfactory. Something that is satisfactory, something that is 100% satisfying. I suppose if something makes you feel happy, it is satisfactory. So a thing that works, a thing that does what it is supposed to do is satisfactory. You could say that it is perfect. Yeah. Something long-lasting. Oh, I'm sure we've all been in this situation where we've bought something, maybe from a shop or maybe off the internet, and it doesn't last very long. Maybe you buy, I don't know, a computer or a phone, and it doesn't last very long. Maybe you bought it in a sale for a very low price. So something that is long-lasting, something that lasts for a long time, can be described as perfect. It is a perfect thing. It lasts for a very long time. It is very suitable. Something that is well designed. I suppose I could show you something here. So for example, I have something here that is very well designed. This is something that I use in my studio. It is a type of bracket. But this bracket is very unusual because you can put it in lots of different positions. So this, for me anyway, in my job, this is a very well designed piece of equipment. Something I can use to help me position my cameras, or maybe my lights, or perhaps my microphone. So this is a very well designed piece of equipment. So I can put my camera in any position, and all I have to do is tighten this screw, and now it is stiff. It is solid. The thing will not move. So this is one of the most amazing pieces of equipment that I have in my studio. I love this. So for me, this is well designed. It has a very good design. It works perfectly. It is very good at what it does. Here's another one. It does the job. So a thing that does what it's supposed to do is perfect. It's perfect for the job. It is what you want. It is what you need to do the thing you want to do. We can say that it does the job. For example, my little piece of equipment from my studio, you see? So my little bracket here is very good for what it does. It does the job very well. It does it perfectly. This is a perfect piece of equipment, and I like it. I like it a lot. So those are some words we can use to describe being perfect. A little bit later on, we are going to look at some words to do with the opposite. A little bit later on. Now we are going to take a look at one of my lessons, and I thought I would show you something that will give you a clue. So here is a clue to what we are going to be looking at later on in the garden with Mr. Steve and myself. Talking of which, yes, after this video, Mr. Steve will be with us right here, live in the studio. Don't go away. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. In today's lesson, we will take a look at two aspects of our lives. One is something we take for granted while it is there, but miss it terribly when it has gone. The other is an activity that we are all encouraged to do, but few of us seem to have the time to carry out. In this lesson, we will take a look at health and exercise. When we talk about our health, we are actually describing two things. First, we refer to our physical health, the way our body is functioning, how well it is working. how all the different parts of your body are functioning. Then we refer to our mental health, how each one of us feels emotionally. If you feel tired after any sudden activity, such as getting up from the sofa and walking a short distance, or feeling out of breath after climbing a few stairs, then there is a good chance that you are out of shape. You are unfit. Your health is poor. There are many words connected to exercise, such as aerobics, exercise that makes the heart beat fast through constant body movement. We call this cardiovascular exercise. Burn. This word is used to express the energy being used up during exercise. Recreation, a general word for any exercise or leisure activity. Keep fit, the act of taking exercise or following a course of exercise routine. There are many simple exercises for keeping fit and healthy. The most popular ones include walking. Yes, just go for a walk. Walk to the end of your street, then around the corner, across the field, up the hill and back down again. Walk in a big circle around the streets and along the roads. Keep on walking until you arrive back home. Oh, you can also jog. Jogging is quicker than walking, but not as fast as running. You can jog to the end of your street, then around the corner, across the field, up the hill, and back down again. Jog in a big circle around the streets, and along the roads. Keep on jogging until you arrive back home. Or you can go for a run. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear. Oh, it's okay, I'm just exercising my word power. Please yourself. Believe it or not, it is possible to exercise too much. You can do too much exercise. There are many sporting activities that can give you a vigorous workout and help keep you fit, such as badminton, football, squash, tennis, and volleyball. Another great activity is swimming, which is good for giving you a relaxing all-over body workout as you float in the water, without all that tiring muscle strain. That's better. It sure is. And there it was, one of my many lessons you can find on my YouTube channel. Yes, there are so many, over 700. Can you believe it? It's true, I tells you. Do you know what the significance is of this?
You do a lot of quacking every Sunday.
That's true. I do quack quite a lot with my mouth.
I don't know. Hello everyone.
It's the 22nd.
Yes.
So we often say 2 little ducks, you see. So that's... Should I have bothered?
Are you talking about bingo, Mr. Duncan?
Yes. So often we say 2 and 2, 22, 2 little ducks. because the duck looks like the number 2. I don't know why I bothered, really. I don't know. Shall we have a round of applause?
Didn't you used to do bingo, miss? Didn't you used to be a bingo caller?
I tried.
In a previous life?
I didn't actually do it for a living. I tried for a couple of weeks and I hated it. Because can I just say, in the past, the game of bingo, I'm sure you know what the game bingo is. I'm not going to explain it. I won't insult your intelligence. But bingo is a game that in the past used to be played by mainly elderly women, so elderly ladies. And many years ago, this is going back a long way, by the way, Steve, I tried to be a bingo caller. So that is the person who calls out the numbers. Can I just say, elderly women are the worst people when it comes to feeling as if they've been cheated. I used to get abused afterwards. They would wait. I'm not joking, Steve. They would wait for me and they would say, "Why didn't you call out my number? I was waiting for number 7 and you didn't call it out." Yeah, it's a fix.
Are they sore losers?
I don't know, but
President Trump.
But they used to make threats because I didn't call their bingo number out.
It's only a game. It's only a game.
That's what I was going to say, yes. So here we are then, Steve. We're back together on Sunday.
Amesto says, how old was that lesson we were just watching?
The lesson we just watched? Oh, my goodness. Well, I would say that is over around 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
That was 2010 when I was still, when I had my studios at the Science Park in Wolverhampton. That's where I used to have my studio before we moved here to Much Wenlock.
And are you still doing exercises 10 years later, Mr. Duncan?
Not much. Certainly over the past 7 or 8 months, I've not been exercising very much. Even though today, as I mentioned earlier, I am wearing my trainers or sneakers. Look, I have them on right now. So these are my lovely sneakers, running shoes. Although I think these need replacing. They are looking a little bit worn.
How old are those trainers, Mr. Duncan?
I bought these in 2008. So go on.
2008. 22 years old, Mr. Duncan.
2008. 2008.
18 years then.
2008.
Oh, 18 years.
Yes.
12 years old, Mr. Duncan.
12
years old. Yes, my maths when I'm live, Mr. Duncan, is not as good as it would be.
I'm starting to think your maths is not as good as it
but
should.
But still, 12 years is still quite old for a pair of trainers.
Yes.
Calling them trainers, of course, with you wearing them, is very misleading because you're not using them for training at all.
Well, I might
We're
be.
just using them for walking around in.
We will have to find out later because this morning we were in the garden, you see, doing something, and we are going to show it in full. All of the horrible moments. I should warn you before we actually show the actual video. There is something I have to do, Steve. Now, we are obliged to say that do not undertake any exercise without first consulting your doctor.
Okay.
Is that good?
What did you this morning?
Well, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm more worried about my viewers collapsing with heart attacks. So please do not undertake any exercise. Anything you see today, do not try it unless you've been to see your doctor. So there, I'm going to flash this on the screen quite a lot, you see, so we can't be sued if anyone suddenly drops dead.
Valentin says, is today called Stir It Up Sunday?
Stir it up? Why?
I don't know. Valentin made a comment that she'd heard that today was Stir It Up Sunday, so I don't know if that was a joke.
I don't even know what that means, what it refers to.
Stir things up.
Yes.
Create confusion and mayhem.
I know, but I've never heard of it.
No, I haven't.
I've never heard of I've never heard of that particular day.
Hi from Kurdistan. Hello, Rabaz. and a very, very fine welcome to you today. Bingo always depresses me.
Oh.
Says a couple of people. Don't seem to like bingo. Well, it is sort of associated with getting old, isn't it?
Well, not anymore.
I know, but that's what it's associated with.
Yes,
People
but-
think of bingo, they think of rooms full of elderly women.
Yes. Playing bingo and also beating me up afterwards. So that's the reason why I stopped doing it. I really did think that my personal safety was actually in danger. I really did.
Mehmet says, can I ask a question? Yes.
Well, yeah, okay.
My question is, what do the words stupid and silly, what's the difference between these two words?
Well, a stupid person might be a person who lacks intellect, and a silly person is a person who just acts childish. So maybe they like to have fun, they like to have a good time, they like to play around, however old they happen to be. So a silly person. Stupid. Well, I suppose we often say stupid to mean someone who might be not very intelligent, or maybe
it's an insult. If you call somebody stupid, it's an insult.
Stupido.
You stupid person. That really is quite an insult. You are really insulting and saying that they haven't got very much intellect.
Yes, they are a bit stupid.
Whereas if you say, you silly person, that's more of a fun thing. You're not really saying, it's not really, you're not really saying anything nasty there. So that's the difference, really. Somebody can be silly, just acting in a silly way, just acting childishly, as Mr. Duncan says.
That's it. Talking of which, yesterday we went into Much Wenlock and I decided to do something very silly.
Talking of childish.
I'm a big boy now.
What was that? What was that, Steve? What?
That's a good example of you being silly, Mr. Duncan.
Okay.
Being silly. I wouldn't say stupid, but silly. Because you're acting in a childish way, but for fun.
I think so.
So yes, always stop being so silly. Just means that someone is being amusing in a sort of a childish way.
Yes.
But it's not an insult if you say that to somebody usually.
That's it. So there I was being very silly yesterday in Much Wenlock. Shall we tell the story of what happened? There were some people walking by and they looked very afraid because the swing and the slide are actually designed for children, not for big grown-up people like me. So we did get some very strange looks. In fact, you said they ran away.
One couple, one had a pram with a child in it.
Okay.
And there were a couple of other people with them, and they saw you, Mr. Duncan, and I was filming you, and they ran off.
They did.
They literally ran away. I think they thought that there was something wrong with us. They probably would call us stupid. We probably shouldn't have been playing there. It is a children's area, but Mr. Duncan just wanted to have a bit of fun.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with having fun. It is not illegal. It doesn't matter how old you are.
We didn't push any children off.
Which actually relates to one of my questions today, which is, when are you too old to have fun? When are you too old to play around like this?
I'm a big boy now.
Well, I think you've always got... I don't think you're ever too old to have a bit of fun.
No.
as long as you don't get caught. I don't know actually legally. I don't know if we were playing there and parents came with their children, whether we could be asked to leave. I don't know.
Well, I suppose it depends. It depends if the person is miserable. So the thing is, what you might find, Steve, is we would be playing around.
Bye, Pedro.
We would be playing around, having fun, and then someone might come along and say, "Here, you shouldn't be doing that. You're too old. You're too big. Yeah, stop doing that."
Beatrice says that she always, if she sees a swing, she always goes on it.
It's too much to resist.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be children. And as we commented this morning, you fitted quite well onto that swing.
Yes.
It wasn't as though it was difficult for you to get onto. It was obviously designed for somebody of your size.
Yes.
I mean, we won't make any comments about the fact that children these days, particularly in our country and in America, seem to be getting fatter and fatter. So maybe those swings and slides were designed for particularly heavy children. Therefore, take your weight.
Yes, fat children. So maybe that's the reason why I could fit on the swing very easily, because the swings were actually designed not for adults, but just for very fat children. I think so.
Ernesto said that he's going to send this video to our local mayor and reporters.
Why?
And we've got to pay him to stop him doing it. So he's actually blackmailing us.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you, Ernesto. Nothing like a bit of blackmail on a Sunday. He's joking. It's a joke. He's being silly.
The only problem is, of course, if you are going to blackmail someone, don't do it during a live stream in front of... Oh.
It's fine, Ernesto. It's all a joke. We want to have fun today. We want to cheer people up.
I was going to say in front of hundreds of people, but we don't have hundreds of people. So are you too old? Are you ever too old to have fun? Now, you're not so open as I am. See, I don't care. But Steve, sometimes you can be a little bit self-conscious, can't you?
Well, I've got a reputation to uphold. I'm well known in social circles. I
Really?
have to behave in a proper and adult manner.
Okay.
At all times.
Okay.
Could affect my job, you see.
Yes.
Because if I'd act in an improper way and a customer of mine sees me, it might have an impact on my sales.
Well, when I say improper, I don't mean something illegal. Just having fun. Having fun is not a crime. I don't know why, but we seem to be living in a very strange age where everyone thinks that if you have fun or if you act in an immature way for a short time, that it's wrong. But I don't think so. Are you ever too old to have fun?
No. Adumi says, what's the difference between worn out and old?
Well,
If something's worn out, it means it's not working properly.
worn out can also mean old.
It can do, but you can be a person can be old. So somebody in their 80s can be elderly, old, but they're still functioning perfectly all right. They can go for walks, they can go for runs, they can do everything. If things start to wear out, it means that functioning is being impaired in some way.
Okay.
So, for example, your knees and your hips could have started to wear away.
Even your brain, of course.
Yes. So just because something is old, it doesn't mean that it's not functioning. Worn out means that it's not functioning properly.
Yes.
That's the difference.
So maybe you have a pair of shoes. Maybe you might say, now this is quite interesting, you might say that my running shoes, you see? So I think my running shoes, my sneakers, are worn out.
Yes.
So they are both old and
worn out.
And worn out. So yes, they are both things. So quite often you can use those words as interchangeable. But yes, you are right, Steve. There are other ways of using old, something that is just old. It doesn't necessarily mean something negative.
No.
So you can be old, but not necessarily worn out.
No, that's right, exactly. And, if you lead a healthy life, you might get to a ripe old age, as we say, a ripe old age. That means you get to, it's probably in your 80s, I would say, above the average age that you would be expected to die.
Yes,
Which is around sort of 75 is the average, isn't it?
You could.
So if you get much older than that, you can say, you've reached a ripe old age of 80, say. But you could be very fit, healthy, enthusiastic for life still, eager to learn, and therefore you wouldn't necessarily be worn out.
It is a pity that Steve is none of those things.
You can just, a young person can say, if you have a hard day at work and you come home and you feel tired and overworked, you could say, I feel really worn out. That just means that's how you feel.
Yes.
You just feel tired and maybe a bit achy.
Fatigue. You have fatigue. You are feeling tired. You feel worn out.
Yes.
Talking of worn out, it is time now to wear ourselves completely out, because we are going into the garden. This is something we filmed this morning, and we had quite a lot of fun doing this. I will be honest with you, we had a little bit of fun. There are some rude words in this as well.
And some rude sounds.
One or two rude sounds that are coming from my body, for which I apologise. But it all will be explained in a few moments. And don't forget, can I just say, do not undertake any exercise without first consulting your doctor. Beep, 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 just to make sure, you see. I think we're covered now.
Legally.
So here we go. Stand by. Maybe you can stand up or sit down or just lie on your back as we go into the garden, and Mr. Steve is going to attempt to show me how to keep fit.
Well, viewers, I've noticed over the last few months during the lockdown, Mr. Duncan has become more and more unfit and he's putting on weight. So I've asked Mr. Duncan if he would come outside today and I would help him to start getting fit. So I asked Mr. Duncan to dress into some appropriate clothing, but the question is, where is he? Where is Mr. Duncan? Mr. Duncan, where are you? Sure he'll be here soon. You're all right, Mr. Duncan. There's only a little bit of gentle jogging.
Hi everybody, welcome to the garden. Today Mr. Steve has decided to show me some exercises that I can do to get fit and healthy during this lockdown period. Apparently, according to Mr. Steve, I'm putting on weight, you see. What? Now, I'm not
Is
sure.
that a cushion under there, Mr. Duncan?
It is not a cushion. And I'm not pregnant before anyone...
I was going to say, congratulations, is in order.
No, this is no baby. This is all of my Jaffa cakes, all of my cheese, all of my unhealthy snacks that I've been consuming over the past 6 or 7 months.
Well, Mr. Duncan, I've got to say, do you call this appropriate dress?
I think this is great. I look really athletic. I feel as if I could take on the whole world.
Anyway, first of all, Mr. Duncan, always do some warm-up exercises.
Warm up?
To warm up your muscles.
Why?
Because otherwise you will cause damage to your muscles. You can't just go straight into vigorous exercise without first warming up your muscles and tendons.
So my muscles at the moment are all tight and cold.
They are. So a few stretches first, Mr. Duncan. Let me show you. Follow what I do. Anything I do, you must copy it exactly.
So these are stretches.
Stretches. Let's do some stretches. Right, first of all, let's do one of these. There we go. So that is stretching muscles in your legs, Mr. Duncan. And then we swap round and we do that one like that. Have a go.
So, wait there a minute. Have I got to go all the way down there?
On with it. Down.
On the floor?
Yes. It's a simple stretching exercise, Mr. Duncan.
Okay, I will try. I'm not sure if I will be successful
Faster.
because I'm not the fittest person in the world.
We've got all morning, Mr. Duncan.
Okay then.
We've got a show to do in a few hours,
Okay then. Well, we haven't.
assuming that you're still
Okay.
up to the job after this.
That's good. Okay. So I've got a stretch. I've got a stretch.
No, other way. Other way. Mr. Duncan, the other way.
Can I do it this way?
No.
Is this better? See, I feel more relaxed in this position.
Really? Right. Sure, it was not the first time, Mr. Duncan. Right. That's it.
Is that
Stretch.
it?
That leg needs to be gone
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah. Okay. The camera. You need to move out the way.
Move your leg.
Okay. I'm stuck. Okay. Yeah. Again. You're in the way. Mr. Steve doesn't understand the concept of a camera.
Forget about that. I'm trying to help you, Mr. Duncan.
Okay, come on.
Yes.
Oh, no, it's not supposed to go there.
All right, let's give up with that one then. Let's stop that one, Mr.
I
Duncan.
think I'm stuck.
This is what I have to put up with. Right,
This is going well.
let's try a few little press-ups, Mr. Duncan.
I think I've torn one of my balls.
A few little press-ups. Let me demonstrate first.
Press ups.
Oh, down we go like this, and up, and up, and up. There you go. Have a go, Mr. Duncan.
I can't remember the last time I did a press up. I think it was 1978. Here we go.
Faster, Mr. Duncan. Faster.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
ow! Ow, my knees. My knees.
This is a cushioned exercise mat. That's it.
Is that it?
Yeah, well, that's.
Am I doing it?
You're doing something.
Is that
No,
it?
no. Lift your knees up. Your knees. You need to do it from here.
Okay.
From here. That's
Oh.
it.
Oh my god. Oh, no, this is very uncomfortable.
1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, up. Up. Push up. Your triceps, Mr. Duncan. Push up. Faster. All right, let's forget about that.
I did one.
Forget about that. Let's do some skipping. Should we do some skipping, Mr. Duncan?
Skipping?
Right, let me demonstrate first.
I'm still recovering from the press up. I did one though. Did you see that? I did one press up.
Allow me to demonstrate, Mr. Duncan, the art of skipping. Hands together. Your turn. This will be fun.
One more. I'll try one more. I can do this, Steve. I can do it. Don't give up on me.
You start that way round, like that.
You know, this reminds me of Rocky. I remember Rocky. He had to do this. Here we go, one more time. Oh, this way. Okay, there.
Yeah. No.
Frontwards. Forwards.
That's it. Now that's it. Now.
Okay. Forwards.
No, you start with it like that.
Okay.
And then.
So I start from the back and then move forwards. Okay.
Swing it over your head.
I'm sure I can do this.
Yes, Mr. Duncan. Yes. That's it.
I did it.
You've done it, Mr. Duncan. Success.
I skipped. I skipped.
Right now, the next set of exercises, Mr. Duncan, I shall show you. Let's get rid of that. The simple. They do this in the army, Mr. Duncan.
Do they?
Yes, out of the way.
Join the army and feel a man.
Here we go. This is the one. And you can go round and round if you want, Mr. Duncan. It's all a lot of fun. Now you have a go at that. I'm fine. I'm only joking. Right. Up and over.
I'm doing it. Two more. Okay, one more. Whew. Did I do it, Steve?
It was fine. Yes, fine.
Am I strong yet?
Right. Now let's try some muscle exercises.
Muscle
For your
exercises.
stomach.
Muscle exercises.
These are for your abs.
My abs.
Your
So
ripped abs. Mr.
where
Duncan.
are your abs?
Here. Your stomach.
So here, you can see my abdomen. Look at that. I've got a. You know, some people have a 6-pack. I have a 1-pack.
When's it due, Mr. Duncan?
I think we made that joke already.
Yes, anyway. Right.
Anyway,
See if you can do this one. Let's have a go. Right, lie flat on the exercise
do
mat.
I need to come down as well?
No. And then lift your legs up like that, Mr. Duncan. And down it.
How are you doing that? What kind of witchcraft is that?
It's good for the abs.
How can you do that?
Have a go.
I can't do that.
Down on the mat, Mr. Duncan.
I can't do that when I'm standing up.
Down on the mat.
Down on the mat. You seem to like me getting down on the floor. Okay.
Right.
Oh. Oh. I just let a little fart out then. Okay.
Faster. Now, legs together. Like that.
Oh, this is very nice.
And now, lift your legs up.
I am.
Lift your
I-
legs up.
I'm lifting my legs up. It feels like I am anyway.
Lift.
Oh, look, a bird.
Lift. Well done.
Am I doing it?
Well done, Mr. Duncan.
Is it going up?
Well done. You'll soon have ripped abs.
Oh, I feel like I could rip something.
Right, last exercise, Mr. Duncan.
Last
It's
exercise.
your biceps.
Okay.
Your biceps.
Where are your biceps, Steve?
Let me show you.
Your biceps are in your arm. Yes, there they go.
Right, here we go, Mr. Duncan.
Biceps. Ooh. I've noticed you seem to like getting on the floor.
There we go. Just a simple curl, Mr. Duncan.
Curl?
Curling
Oh, I see.
for your biceps.
Curling? I thought that was that thing where you threw things on ice. You throw things on ice.
Go on, have a go.
Easy. Easy.
Down on the mat, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, down on the mat.
Yes, do you want to be sideways on? Might look better for the camera.
I don't know. Oh,
There we go. Right. Now, first of all, position yourself correctly. So you want that leg up,
up.
like that. There we go.
Oh, and there goes me.
Okay.
There goes me other ball.
Now just lift up the dumbbells.
Well, there's only one. Lift it up.
Yes, lift it up like that with your left arm. We're doing your left arm here. Other way round, like that.
Like that.
Yes. Now lift it up. Back straight. Right.
Lift it
now,
up.
Lift it up.
Lift it.
Yes. Like that. Like this.
I am doing it. That's what I'm doing. I'm lifting it.
Look like you're making an effort, Mr.
I
Duncan.
can't do it. It's too heavy.
Let me see if I can find something a bit lighter. I found something, Mr. Duncan. Try this.
A tin of baked beans.
Can you lift it up? Can you do that, Mr. Duncan?
I will try. I'll try. This is what Steve has given me. A tin of baked beans.
Try,
Look,
Mr. Duncan.
I can do this.
There we go, you see.
Look, see, I can do it. I'm exercising my big muscles.
Well done. Well, Mr. Duncan,
Look at
I
that.
think that's it.
Does that mean I'm fit?
Yes, you can now run a marathon.
Does that mean I can spend the rest of today eating Jaffa cakes?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. If that's all I have to do, then yeah, okay, then we will do this every week, I think.
I think you've burnt probably about 10 calories.
10 calories.
At least.
Wow. Anyway, I'm going back into the house now to have a lie down on the floor, and I will see you later in the studio, I hope, if I'm still alive by then. Shall we do one together?
Coordinated.
Shall we do one together?
What should we do?
A couple of jerks. Shall we jerk together? Here we go. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Ta-ta for now.
Mr. Duncan, there's more calories in that biscuit than you used up in all those exercises that we just did outside. Disgusting. It'll be all over your beard and your viewers will be disgusted by your appearance. And I'll probably have to clear it all up later. Look what you're doing to your studio. Well, we hope you found that fun. That was me trying to instruct Mr. Duncan on how to do some simple exercises, which anybody of a reasonable ability and fitness should have been able to do. I think you were exaggerating a bit, Mr. Duncan, were you not?
The thing is, I wasn't exaggerating. I literally can't exercise.
Are you sure it is worth so much exercise, says Inaki? Well, it depends. I mean, some people like to exercise, others don't. I like to, just makes me feel good, makes me feel healthy, but Mr. Duncan does not. In fact, exercise makes you feel worse, doesn't it? Although we walked into town yesterday, probably an hour's walk.
There is types of exercise, though. I think it is good that we actually sort of talk about the different types of exercise. So I am active, but I don't do the types of exercises that Steve does. He does all the skipping, all of the weights, all of the running on the spot, all of that. But I can walk, so I do take exercise, but not what I would call strenuous exercise, you see. So there is a difference.
You can do too much, I think, particularly as you get older. You've got to be careful that you don't overdo it. because there isn't any need to do really vigorous exercise. They've worked out that even if you only walk 20 minutes of brisk walking a day is probably all that you need to keep in very good health. You don't need to, run marathons or go on long cycling trips. There's no need for you to become really super fit in order to get the health benefits. You only have to do moderate exercise to get very, very significant health benefits from any exercise. You don't have to go mad.
Don't forget, by the way, we have our disclaimer. Do not undertake any exercise without first consulting your doctor. Thank you.
Because the thing is, Mr. Duncan, if you often see people on the television in nursing homes who've reached 100 years of age.
On the television? What, do they have their own TV show?
They reach 100 or 110.
And now it's time for 100-year-olds living in care homes.
So somebody reaches a milestone age, like 100 or 110, and the television cameras will go there and say, they always ask the same question, what is your secret? And you never hear anybody who's reached 100 plus saying, I did lots and lots of vigorous exercise every day all my life. You never hear that.
They also never say hard drugs. Never.
Yeah, so I don't think, they always say moderation. I've done things in moderation is the common theme that people who live a long life say. Obviously, you need to have good genes, but I don't think lots of vigorous exercise is going to extend your life. I think you only need to do moderate exercise, as long as you do it regularly.
Well, I suppose you can have too much of anything, you see. So there is a conspiracy theory as well. Do you know my conspiracy theory?
Which one?
Whenever a person reaches 100 or over 100, the local news in each area will always go to interview them. And they always say, the elderly person always says, my secret to long life is a glass of whiskey every day. So my conspiracy theory is that they are being paid by the alcohol companies to say that, you see, to encourage everyone to start drinking more and more alcohol. So that is my conspiracy. I think once people reach 100, they probably get a phone call from one of the manufacturers of alcohol, and they say, hello, we make whiskey. I think maybe over the next couple of days, a TV company will be coming to your care home, and they will ask you what your secret is of long life. We will send you £1 million if you say, I used to drink whiskey.
Or smoke cigarettes.
Well, no one would believe that.
I mean, there's always some people who say they've smoked 20 cigarettes a day all their life and they've reached 100. Yes, some people will. But the vast majority of people, it would kill them.
I don't want to live to 100.
There's always exceptions to every rule. But yes, but you never hear. In fact, athletes tend to die younger, I think.
They do.
Because when you do more and more exercise, yes, you get fitter and fitter.
Okay.
But you're also wearing yourself out at the same time.
Yes.
When you go over a certain threshold of exercise, you're actually causing, I think, more damage to your body than actually benefits. So there is a like a peak of what exercise is doing you the most good, and you don't want to do too much.
That's it. So too much of anything is bad for you. You can have too much of this, I suppose.
Fine when you're young, it doesn't matter. But when you start to get older, you don't want to be doing, I think, very, very vigorous exercise. I spoke to a heart surgeon.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh.
About 2 years ago, got into a conversation, as you do. And I said to him, how much exercise should I be doing? He was a professor, a very clever heart surgeon. And he said to me, just moderate exercise regularly. He said people who do, like cyclists, for example, who do like 100 miles on bikes going up hills, if you do that too much, it actually wears out your arteries around your heart, it actually causes damage.
Well, there is a belief that you only have so many heartbeats.
There is a belief, yeah.
Yes, there is a belief that you only you're allocated your whole metabolism and your genetic makeup. So everything that makes you what you are, you only have so many heartbeats. That your heart will only beat so many times in your life, and then that's it. Once it reaches that number, it's lights out.
Belarusia, loved to hear you say that a bit of alcohol at night, because obviously I think that's something that Belarusia likes to do, and a lot of people do. You know, it helps you get off to sleep, and I don't think one small drink at night is necessarily going to cause any significant problems, but
Yes.
you know, I'm not an expert.
Well, if you're living with someone like Mr. Steve, you see, you know, I wouldn't blame you if you turned to drink.
But I think most people that live to 100, it's all to do with their genes, isn't it? That you inherited from your parents.
Yes.
I think if somebody sadly drops dead of a heart attack at 42, I don't think probably would have been much that they could have done to prevent it. That was obviously a genetic fault that they had picked up from one of their parents.
Because your mother is still around and still very active.
Very healthy.
So I think you're going to be around for a long time. Me, I'm not planning to be around until I'm 100. I might not even, I might not be even around when I'm 60. So you know, we'll see what happens.
Sergio makes a good point. It's all about stress, and I think that's a very good point. I think you can be very fit and healthy, and you often say this about me. You're very physically fit, but you're always stressed. It's being around Mr. Duncan, of course, that does it. But yes, I think if you're stressed, if you're in a state of stress, you're having adrenaline and cortisol is constantly being pumped into your body.
Okay.
And those fight and flight hormones over a long period of time are very bad for your body. They make, you know, I don't think it's very good at all because it's putting a strain on your heart and all sorts of other parts of your body.
It's a bit like what we were saying earlier about being worn out. So maybe your body can only take so much exercise. So if you overdo it, you can actually cause damage rather than help.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
we still have the sentence game.
And we mustn't forget the sentence game.
We have the sentence game. Also, we have some opposites of perfect. So earlier I talked about perfect things. Now we're going to have a look at the opposite. Can you guess what the opposite is, Steve?
Imperfect.
Oh, well done. You get a prize.
What do I get, Mr. Duncan?
You get a punch in the face.
Thank you.
So, imperfect. Something that is imperfect. Now, I think it's fair to say that everything is imperfect. Everything has some imperfection. So no one is perfect.
Even me.
Especially you. So nothing is perfect. When we talk about perfect, we talk about things that are completely satisfactory, as we talked about earlier, things that are useful, something that does the job well. And then, of course, we can also have the opposite. So here's a good word. Flawed. If something is flawed, so maybe this is the first time that you've seen this word, flawed. Something flawed means something that has some imperfection. So everything is okay, but there are one or two things that are not okay, not perfect. So those little things are flaws. So that thing can be described as flawed. But I think all people are flawed. We all have something, maybe in our past or maybe in our present, something we do that it might irritate other people, or maybe our appearance, maybe there is a slight flaw, something that is not perfect.
Or an object. You
Yes.
might buy something.
Yes.
You might buy a brand new watch. And then you buy this watch from the shop and you get it home and you notice it's got a scratch on it
Yes.
somewhere. And you might say, I'm taking this back, it's flawed.
Yes.
It means there's a problem with it that shouldn't be. I mean, sometimes a flaw can be something you can't do anything about, it might be a design fault. But if it's something that, or it might be something that isn't a design fault, it's just got a problem with it and you need to take it back to the shop.
So something that has a problem, something that is damaged, either visually, physically, or maybe inside. Maybe the watch doesn't work properly. You can say that there is a flaw.
You often say somebody has a character flaw, a flaw in their character. It means that they do something, they behave in a way that is disruptive or upsetting to other people in some way. Somebody that has a flaw in their character, it could be, for example, that they lose their temper very easily and shout at people without considering the impact that they're having. So you could say that was a character flaw. Or it could be somebody who's always sleeping around with other people.
What?
You could say, they're all right, but they're a bit flawed.
Okay.
Yes, but usually it's your character flaw. That means there's something about you, the way you behave, that upsets other people.
Yes.
Here's
Here's another one, Steve. We've got to move on.
faulty.
I would love to talk all day about that one particular thing. Faulty. So something, again, that has a fault. Something that is not perfect. Something that perhaps it has something seriously wrong with it. And maybe the thing that you want it to do, it can't do anymore. So it is faulty. Faulty.
Tomek uses an interesting word, flawed, or you can use the word blemish.
Ah, yes.
A blemish.
Quite often blemish is visual. So something that is not perfect visually. So maybe a person's face, perhaps they have some spots like me, you see. Can you see the spot there? Because I'm putting acid on my face again, you see. Is it a good idea to put acid on your face? Probably not. So faulty, something that doesn't work properly, something of poor quality.
Yes, that's Valentina. I think Lewis is talking about his brother. Because Lewis said earlier, my eldest son is 88 years old.
Oh, I see.
And has been smoking all his life and says cigarettes are a good medicine. And
how do you know it isn't?
Valentina says
how do you know
that,
it isn't? It might be Lewis's son who's 88. You see?
Could be, but I think Valentina could be right there. But some people do, because there is a particular gene. They've identified a gene that if you've got it, you can probably smoke as many cigarettes as you like, and you're protected against the effects of the smoke. Whereas if you haven't got that gene, it will have a devastating effect on your body. So some people literally can smoke all their lives and it will have very little impact on their health. Because they've got a gene that protects them.
My nanny, my grandmother on my father's side, she was 94 and she used to smoke like a chimney. There was always a cigarette in her hand. I never saw my grandmother without a cigarette.
And how long did she live? What age was she?
I just said 94.
Well, there we go. You see, she was lucky.
She was always smoking a cigarette. I never saw my grandmother without a cigarette in her hand, ever.
But some people could do that and they'll drop dead at 50 because the effects of the smoke are they haven't got they've got their bodies can't protect them. There's no way of knowing. There's no test for this.
No.
So you're taking a big gamble.
Yeah.
But of course, it's some people would take the attitude that it's my life. I can do what I want.
That's it.
If I want to smoke, and if I drop dead at 50, then fine. I know the dangers. I've gone in head first. I know what the dangers are, but it was my choice.
Yes.
And that's fair enough.
That's it. Yes. Of course, smoking can quite often affect the health of other people, you see.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the
so
thing.
be selfish. You can be as selfish as you want as long as you're not harming anyone else. That's why I like eating, you see. So I like having a little snack now and again. It's all right. You've got to have a little bit of pleasure in life. That's what I say anyway.
Warts and all.
That's it.
So Sergio's has mentioned that expression. So if you say you like somebody, warts and all, it just means a wart. If you have a wart, it's like a skin a horrible condition on your skin, which obviously looks unsightly.
It's actually a virus.
Yes, so a wart is something you get on your skin, and it doesn't look very nice.
Yes.
So, but you're using that metaphorically to say, I could say, I like Mr. Duncan, warts and all.
Oh,
so I don't mind. I'm not saying he's literally got warts, but he's got imperfections.
It depends where.
And it could be in his character, physically. It could be some things, little things you don't like, but using it as a metaphor.
You can get warts anywhere on your body. You can get warts on your face, on your hands, and that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we go Ashki. So Ashki says, my mum never smoked and she died from cancer. Well, that's it. You see, it's a lottery.
Ooh. Anyway.
Life's a lottery. You just don't know. All we know is, if you do smoke, chances are it probably will have an effect on you. We know that, but it won't necessarily affect everybody.
Anyway, so something that is faulty, something that is not perfect, we might say it's deficient. You see, deficient. So something that is faulty, something that has a flaw, something that might be lacking as well. So you might talk about a deficiency, maybe with a certain vitamin or mineral in a person's body. Anyway, Steve, can you see what's happening here? We are really running out of time, but it is coming up to 3:30. And I think we've had a lot of fun today, don't you?
I do.
Yes, we have, dear.
So that's an interesting point.
Okay.
Somebody said, my grandfather lived for 96 years and used to smoke cigars. See, that's the thing. People will always... It's always easy to say, somebody reaches 100 and they say, I've smoked all my life and it hasn't affected me. But then all the other people they knew have probably died. It's only a few that can survive that abuse from the smoke.
Yes.
That's the point. Just because that one or two people, it doesn't affect them, doesn't mean it's okay to do it. But you often see that and think, if they've done it, I'm probably going to be all right.
Yeah.
You focus on the people that survived by having smoking, but you forget about the ones that died through smoking. But you only want to focus on because you want to smoke, for example, so you only focus on the ones that survived. That's just the way that human mind works. But yes, if you want to live more than 100 years, eat bread and Nutella every day. Says
Nutella.
Nutella.
It's something that contains nuts and chocolate.
How is your gazebo? Says Mehmet.
My gazebo was blowing everywhere last week. Did you see my live stream? It was very windy. We were going to go outside today because the weather is gorgeous outside, but sadly we couldn't because we didn't have time. We had such a busy morning. We also had a very busy afternoon yesterday.
I'm a big boy now.
Lewis. Lewis walked between 30 and 40 kilometres this week.
Wow.
So Lewis is working hard to keep fit and healthy. And they say that I was reading about fitness, and there was a doctor on the television.
Was he?
And he said that if anybody invented a tablet that could improve your quality of life and life expectancy as much as exercise, everyone would buy it. But there's nothing. It's so powerful doing exercise, even small amounts of exercise, on your overall health, that it's more powerful than any pharmaceutical product that you could ever take.
Yeah.
It's just so powerful, apparently.
So as long as you don't overdo it, And
Yes.
then if you wear your joints and your veins and your arteries and your heart and all of that, if you wear it out, then that's not good. But maybe 15 minutes walk every day. So you could go out of the house and go round the garden a couple of times, or maybe go to the local shops, or maybe walk around. Maybe you could walk around your house 100 times. You see? So there is always a way of doing it. So if you go for a walk 15, 20 minutes every day, apparently it is really good for you. You don't have to lift those weights and do the press-ups and all of that skipping like he was earlier.
Vitas says, I cycle 40 kilometres every day. So there we go. That's great exercise as well. But yes, you don't have to do a huge amount. Lewis is walking 30 to 40 kilometres a week. So that's, probably not doing it every day. You don't have to do it every day. He's probably walking 10 kilometres at a time. That's about 7 miles, I would say, something like that.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
And walking is nice and gentle, but it's, helping you not get diabetes and overweight and keeping your heart healthy and all that sort of thing.
So it's a combination of things sometimes, isn't it?
And also mentally, it helps you mentally as well because you're getting outside. It's boosting oxygen around your body probably, flushing out toxins.
I think you should do some mental exercises.
Nisa says, we saw a younger version of Mr. Duncan today. Must have been in that video.
Well, I think it was me playing on the swing. You see, I am active, even if it's only in a children's playground. We got some really strange... I would love to tell you the story about yesterday, but we did have to take certain actions yesterday. I had to pretend... Shall I say it? Steve doesn't want to say it, but we were getting some very strange looks, and I had to pretend to be a person who has special needs, so we could actually get away with using the children's play area.
Thankfully, you didn't have to try too hard.
I didn't have to try very hard.
Impression.
I didn't have to try very hard because, look at this.
Belarusi says, I hate exercise, but I love walking. Well, that is exercise. So, that's all they say you need to do is just, 20 minutes exercise a day, walking. You don't have to do all the weights and everything. You don't have to do that.
No.
That's personal choice. But, nothing wrong with walking.
No. And as we said earlier, do not undertake any exercise without first consulting your doctor.
I don't know about hormonal imbalances, actually. Don't know about that. I'm not an expert, but it probably would help. I mean, exercise has a benefit on all areas of your body. So I can't see why it wouldn't have a positive effect on.
Yes. But by the way, we are not doctors.
No. I'm sure you can eat Nutella every day. Sure, that's fine.
Yes.
Well, maybe not a whole jar every day.
Oh,
that might not be good for you.
Well, I don't like Nutella anyway. I don't like Nutella.
I quite like it.
I don't like it.
Is it almonds? Oh no, it's hazelnuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
I'm not a big fan of hazelnuts.
Well, they're healthy fats.
Okay. Well, I get my fat elsewhere in my Jaffa cakes.
Mediterranean diet seems to be the better one. Yes,
that's what they say. You don't see many people in Spain or on the southern regions of the Mediterranean. You don't see them dropping dead from heart attacks everywhere. So yes, there is something in that. So a certain type of diet, but you don't have to be a person who just eats vegetables or fruit all the time. You can have a little bit of something that you like. Everything in moderation is what they say. Anyway, shall we have the sentence game?
Go on.
Because if we don't, I'm going to get complaints, you see, if we don't do the sentence game.
Vitas says that they're too young to walk.
Too young?
How old are you, Vitas?
Well, I'm just wondering nowadays, because, of course, many people are not going very far. And that's what we were talking about earlier, you see. Because of the lockdown situation, we haven't mentioned it much today. But yes, because of the lockdown, many people are now staying at home. So they are becoming more, I suppose, less active and more sedentary.
Sedentary, there's a good word. I mean,
Sedentary.
there's a good comment from Jimmy. Jimmy
Okay.
from Hong Kong saying, if we take self-defending tactics, we don't need to consult doctors, do we? So, so if you look after your health, then, hopefully, then you would have less need to go to the doctor.
Unless you get hit by a bus. If you
well,
get hit by a
yes.
bus, you must go to the doctor, okay? Don't say it'll heal up.
Yes, don't do all your exercises and then cross the road with earphones in or talk on your phone.
Yeah.
We had a training course at work
Oh, okay.
specifically about the use of mobile phones, when we had to sign a document to say that when we were at work, we would not climb stairs with our mobile phones or use them when we were walking in public places.
That's good advice.
I know, because there were apparently last year in the whole of the company I work for, there was something like 450 incidents
Okay.
reported in that people had accidents while they were using mobile phones.
Yes, well-
They were, talking and walking downstairs and falling over, driving, bumping into people and objects on the pavements.
Yes.
So they wanted to make us aware that this was quite dangerous and that we shouldn't be doing it. In fact, if we did do it, then the company wouldn't be responsible
Yes, this seems like a lot
for our actions.
This seems like a lot of information you're giving away. But
Well,
anyway,
it is. You see, but the point I'm trying to make, Mr. Duncan, is that you can often do lots of healthy things. You say this to me. You can do lots of healthy things. You can take exercise. You can eat all the right food. And then you could do something stupid like walk downstairs whilst on your phone.
Yes.
And then you could trip up, fall down, end up in hospital.
Yes.
Or you could drive and talk on the phone.
Yes.
Or adjust your volume control on your phone when you're driving. Take your eyes off the road, crash.
What type of phone do you? What type of phone do you have where your volume control is like this?
Well, actually, now in cars now it's all that, isn't it?
It's all buttons.
It's all sort of buttons and
Well,
flat screens.
It's not
now.
even that now. You just talk to them. You just say, hello phone, hello, call Mr. Duncan. Hello, call mum. Hello, call the local psychiatric hospital.
Modern cars are very difficult to
Oh,
fathom.
no, that's it. Oh, we're cutting that
terms
off.
of the IT,
No, we don't
the
care
tech.
about no cars. We're not talking about cars. Here we go, the sentence game.
Right.
Today, the sentence game is all about words and phrases connected to exercise.
Can we have a sentence game one week when it's all to do with cars?
No,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's never going to happen, Steve.
Right.
I'm sorry about that.
Is the term jaywalking used in the UK, says Tomek?
So, can I just do Mr. Steve's button?
I'll do it. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's-
no. It's too tight. You see, I've got such big chest muscles that it's a bit tight, so that's why I undo the top button. Jaywalking. I don't know whether we use that phrase here, do we?
We do, yes.
Do we?
Jaywalking, although it's not illegal. So in some countries, jaywalking is actually illegal. You
I
can
don't
actually
even know what it is.
jaywalking means you just step out into the road without looking.
Oh, does it?
You
Right.
walk around carelessly, and you just step into the road without even looking, and that's what we call jaywalking. It refers to birds, I think. It's something to do with birds because jays apparently that they are the stupidest bird that exists, and they are very careless. So jays will often, walk around and they will step in front of taxis.
Are you making this up, Mr. Duncan?
I am.
Yes, I thought you were.
I'm making that bit up.
Live stream, and the
Yes. Okay. Yes.
sentence game is what I meant to say.
What?
Sentence game.
A strange thing.
It's just a flaw.
Why
I've got flaws, Mr. Duncan.
Why did you just shout out live stream, live stream?
I don't know, but what I meant to say, sentence game.
Okay, that's just a completely different word. What?
Sentence game today, and it's all to do with exercise.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Health and exercise. So I thought that's what we would do.
Right.
Because I lack imagination. The sentence game, exercise words. So here is the first sentence game.
Who's going to be first?
Wait there. It's all gone wrong. I've broken my computer. Yeah, there it is. I am so something after all that something something. The sentence game. I am so something after all of that something something. We have 3 missing words. Beginning with E, 9 letters. R, 7 letters. And A, 6 letters.
I think I've got it, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, all right. Already. Okay,
Let's
then.
see if a certain person has already got it.
Sentence game.
Yes. Time to have a cup of tea. Not yet, Tsutsika. We've got another 20 minutes, approximately.
Maybe Tsutsika doesn't like playing the sentence game. Oh, I didn't know. You see, I'm finding out a lot of things today. I am so something. Oh, I see. Oh, I think we have a correct.
I think we have a correct answer.
We have, yes, Tatiana. Oh, hello, Tatiana. I didn't see you here. Can I say a special hello to Tatiana? That's a good one, yes. Mora. Also, we have Valeria. Oh, yes. And Mete or Met-T. Interesting. Oh, it would appear that this one has gone quite quickly, which is good, really, because it means we can go.
We can get another one in.
See, we have Columbo, you see, to watch this afternoon. It's become our new thing every Sunday.
It's not new.
We always. Well, no, this isn't new, but it's the thing we like to do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You've been doing that every Sunday for some time.
Yes, but not a long time, and of course there were no witnesses. So we're going to watch Columbo today. Which is your favourite Columbo episode? We might do that one week. We might do a whole live stream, Steve, dedicated to Columbo, because you might be surprised to find out how many people around the world like Lieutenant Columbo with his old raincoat and his questions. He always has just one more question. Have you noticed? Yes.
Well, Tatiana was the first to get the first word, but Mora was the first to get what I believe are all 3 answers correct.
Yes, well, let's have a look, shall we? Now, last week, if you remember, Steve was complaining about the cockerel, but I unfortunately, the alternative was Steve having a poo.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan.
You know, I never get tired of that.
I do.
So time's up. The time is up. The answer.
Lots of people have got this right, but I must say Mora was the first.
So the answer, or the answers to today's first sentence game. Bing!
Yes. Well done. Well done to everybody who got that right.
Yes. So I am so exhausted after all that running around. So run around means you are running, but also maybe you are following a certain course or a certain direction. Maybe you are running around the streets or around the garden, like we were.
We've got another example. We've got an alternative from Jimmy from Hong Kong.
Okay.
Exhausted after all that rushing around.
Oh, okay. Then
rushing, that fits.
Yes.
So well done.
So rushing around, running around, you are moving in a certain direction. You are going around a certain place or a certain location. I think so. That's good. Pretty good. Can't be bad. I'm very happy.
I like it when we get alternatives.
Yes,
So well done, Jimmy.
It means thinking, you see. You are a smart cookie.
And of course, you do get exhausted after rushing around.
Yes, definitely. So, a lot of fans of Columbo. Yes, we might do that one week. We might talk about Columbo. I love Columbo very much. I like Columbo. Yeah, hello. My name's Lieutenant Columbo, and I have some questions for you. My wife is a big fan of yours. Yeah. So how much do those shoes cost? He's always interested.
Who was that? Who were you imitating there, Mr. Duncan?
That was Peter Falk.
Peter Falk with a heavy cold.
Yes, well, he did smoke a lot of cigars, you see. That's why his voice sounds like that.
Next one, Mr. Duncan. We haven't got all day.
Oh, and another sentence game. Yes, here comes another sentence game. If I can find the button. Here it is. Today's second sentence game. I didn't realise how something I was. Ooh. I didn't realise how something I was. O, 3 letters. O, 2 letters. S, 5 letters. So this might be something that Steve would say about me. So, I was a bit aggressive there.
3 words.
Sorry, Steve.
I didn't realise how something I was. Right. Oh,
it looks like we're getting some correct answers coming through. Oh, yes, I can see. Oh. Tatiana.
Tomek, of course.
Tatiana. Tomek. Out of shape. Interesting guess. Maybe. Maybe not. Vitas also. Daisy Cow says out of order.
Yes.
Out of order. Well, I don't think a person can be out of order unless, of course, they've done something wrong or something that goes against the rules. So that it's a very interesting phrase, that out of order can mean something that no longer works or functions. Also, if a person behaves out of order, it means they do something that they should not. They break maybe the rules or the laws.
Don't say that. You're out of order. You would say to somebody.
Okay.
You're saying something inappropriate at that time.
Wow.
You're out of order.
Wow.
Don't you dare say that to me again.
I like your stern voice. See, it's slightly exciting, actually. I didn't realise how something I was. Sergio is complaining.
Sergio's complaining? What about?
Isn't it time to change this game for something new? Well, of course not. Why would I want to do that? Why would I spoil such a beautiful vintage, such a beautiful wine, such as the sentence game? It's like pouring a lovely bottle of expensive wine down the sink.
I think we're done with this one, Mr. Duncan.
Yeah.
Tatiana was the first to get it on the live stream.
Okay.
But Tomek, of course, got it right. Vitas got it right. Daisy Cow. Beatrice. Meta T. Because I think a lot of people are thinking about it. They don't necessarily see what other people have put. And they're putting their own comments in at more or less the same time. And they're not necessarily seeing what other people have put.
So are you saying that time is up?
Time is up.
Okay.
You've always got to be so rude, Mr. Duncan.
It's not me doing it, it's you. It's Mr. Steve with his...
Alicio, yes.
His constipation.
Faster, Mr. Duncan, faster.
Okay, then, yes. So the answer to the second sentence game for today is... Bing!
Out of shape. If you say you are out of shape, it means you are unfit. Or you could say I'm out of condition as well, out of shape. It just means that you are unfit. So you might try running up some stairs or walking up a flight of stairs, and you get to the top and you're puffing and you're panting and you're sweaty, and somebody says to you, "Oh, you're a bit out of shape," it just means that you're unfit.
Yes. I know whenever I get to the top of the stairs, I always let out a couple of puffs. What?
There we go. It doesn't mean that you've changed shape. It doesn't mean your shape. If you're in shape, it just means you're fit and healthy.
Yes. So in shape, healthy, fit. Out of shape, it means you are unhealthy and unfit.
Physically unfit.
A little bit like me this morning when Mr. Steve was trying to show me the exercises. By the way, I wasn't exaggerating. That was really my poor physical state you were seeing there. I wasn't pretending.
Of course, literally, if you had not taken exercise for a long period of time, your body shape may actually change. So you might lose muscles, you're not losing. Weight may form around your waist. So you literally do change shape if you're unfit, but not necessarily. But it's obviously a sign of being physically unfit. If you see somebody who's overweight, you often think they're unfit. It doesn't necessarily mean that. So it doesn't literally mean out of shape, but of course you can change shape if you're unfit. So yes, I feel in good shape.
Yes.
Means you feel fit and healthy.
Yes. I was not exaggerating when we were doing that in the garden this morning. I wasn't. That's the disturbing part. I wasn't exaggerating. All of those groans, all of that straining, all of the coughing, it was real. That's me. That was really happening. That was coming out of my body. Ooh.
Next one, Mr. Duncan.
Next what? Oh,
sentence game.
We're playing the sentence game, aren't we? Okay, then. We'll make this the last one.
Okay.
The final sentence game for today is now.
All to do with exercise words. I wonder how many something
during today's something.
Oh, right, that's an interesting one.
And the last word is not anything rude, okay? It's nothing rude.
We may need Tomek to help us with this one. Tomek, of course, is always very good at the sentence game.
Yes.
I wonder what the first word is, Mr. Duncan. If you can get the first word, you can usually get the rest.
Yeah.
I wonder how many... I was going to say sit-ups, but that doesn't fit.
No.
Doesn't begin with a C.
I wonder how many C, so that's 8 letters. B, 5 letters. O, 3 letters. And W, 7 letters. Yes. Anyone? Oh, Mura.
We're saying nothing at the moment.
Mora, Tomek, Vitas, also Met, Valentina. It would appear that some people are maybe getting it right, Steve. Yes. I can see your brain, by the way. I can see it.
Well, a number of people are getting it right now. There's not a lot to see, Mr. Duncan.
No, it's in there. I can see it.
How good is it working?
It is.
Good.
It's working better than mine.
Well, Tomek's done it again.
Yes, well. Not only Tomek, we've got about 6 correct answers. 6.
Well, actually, Tatiana got 2 of the words first.
Ah, okay then. Well done, Tatiana.
So that often helps if one person gets one word, then it can help somebody else to get the others.
Yes.
But I think if you're working that out, you're not necessarily looking at what everybody else has done. So yes, Tatiana, well done for getting 2 of the words very quickly. In fact, 1 minute after making a comment about you, saying that you're a natural, 1 minute later, Tatiana got one of the words.
That's pretty good.
I
Okay,
think
then.
so.
Shall I have the answer?
Maura got it as well.
So the
Vitas got it.
So the answer, before we go, we've only got 3 minutes before we go. The answer to today's
Beatrice as well.
The answer to today's final sentence game I will never ever get bored watching that.
Maybe some other people would, though.
Okay, please yourself. Oh. I wonder how many something.
Thank you, Summer.
Something.
Yes.
Something. The answer to today to can you say it?
To today's.
There we go. The answer to today's final sentence game is bing. I wonder how many.
Well done, everyone.
I wonder how many calories I burnt off during today's workout. You see, workout. You burn off calories.
Sergio says the view of Steve in the House of Mindfulness will be dwelling my dreams from now on. What do you mean by that, Sergio?
I don't know.
It's interesting comment.
Maybe it's you on the toilet.
Yes, maybe that's what it is.
Yes.
Yes. Mindfulness.
Yes.
There's something we can talk about another time.
Yes, that would be a good cure for constipation, I think. If you relax and stay calm, maybe that could be the complete cure for all ills, including constipation.
Valeria is going off to have lunch.
Okay then.
It could be Valeria or it could be Valeria. We don't know.
Yeah. So burn off. When you burn off calories, you burn off. It means the exercise that you're doing is actually burning off the fat.
Using up calories.
So you are using up those reserves.
It's a phrase that people like to use because it's like a fire. You imagine those calories being used up, creating heat in your body, and that means that you're using up calories.
Calories, yes.
Yes.
That's it. Can you believe it, Steve? 2 hours has already come to an end. I can't believe how fast.
And it's getting dark outside, Mr. Duncan.
And please, before we go, I have to say once again, do not undertake any exercise without first consulting your doctor. We have to make sure that this is there. So no one can say, I went into the garden, Mr. Duncan, and I tried the exercises, and now I'm in a hospital, having my bowels pushed back into my body. So,
Actually says, can we use the word burn off in other sentences? Yes, we can.
yes.
If you are having a race with somebody in a car, and you're at the traffic lights and you're looking at the other person, and you're in first gear and you're revving your engine, off you go and you beat them. That means you burn them off because you're burning rubber, probably. You're squealing tyres. If you beat somebody in a race at the traffic lights, which we're not saying you should do.
Although you seem to be enjoying it, telling
it
us.
is quite, satisfying to do that.
But don't do it.
As long as it's safe and there's no one else around,
Don't
yes.
do it. No, don't do it. It's dangerous.
I'm burning them off. Yes, it just means you
could
beat
also
somebody.
you could also burn out yourself. You can burn out if you do too much work or if you become too stressed. Like me today, you see, I was becoming very burnt out.
Tatiana uses that phrase. Burnout, definitely there is, and yes, it just means that you have been working so hard that you literally can't work anymore. You have to take time off work because you are so physically and mentally exhausted that you cannot carry on. And people often get burnt out in their careers, don't they? They've been working for many years non-stop and their bodies just give up and they just have to stop.
I think Steve wants to go on for another hour.
Are you burnt out, Mr. Duncan, from all these live streams?
I'm very burnt out. I'm going now to watch some Columbo on television. Now, there is a TV channel that every Sunday they show Columbo all day. Nothing else. From first thing in the morning until about 9 o'clock at night, they show nothing but Columbo. So we will be watching Columbo after we finish today's live stream. Also, don't forget, Steve.
What?
What else are we doing?
Oh, we're having a cup of tea and a tea cake.
A cup of tea and a tea cake and a little bit of Columbo. It sounds like a perfect combination. That is it. It's almost time to go, Steve.
Okay.
One more.
Shall...
Anything before we go?
Valentina says, please, what is the correct question for this sentence? I arrived the second. It is, how did you arrive? Not quite understanding that.
I can't see that.
It's about third, fourth at the bottom.
Let's have a look. Let's show me yours.
That's it.
That's it. Please, which is the correct question for this sentence? I arrived the second, or how did you arrive? No, I don't understand that either. I don't understand because they sound like two completely different sentences. So I'm not sure. I arrived a second ago. Maybe you can say I've only just arrived. I arrived a second ago. Or maybe if you are the second person to arrive, you can say I am the second person to arrive. I am the second person here. So that's the answer to that. We've got to go, Steve.
We've got to go. Good, lovely to be here today with you, Mr. Duncan. Lovely to be interacting with your lovely viewers, and I do really enjoy it. And I want to say, keep safe, have a lovely week, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, Mr. Steve.
Bye-bye.
There he goes. That is Mr. Steve as he vanishes out of the studio into the kitchen, and he's going to make a cup of tea and some tea cakes as well, some toasted tea cakes. Thanks for your company. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Don't forget, I am back next Sunday. English Addict is back next week. Maybe I might do something during the week. I'm not sure, because I have a few things to do this week, a few things to be getting on with, you see. Thanks for your company. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed all of this. And if you haven't, I'm ever so sorry. I'll try better next week. And of course, you know what's coming next. Until the next time we meet here on YouTube, stay happy, stay safe, do something silly today, or maybe tomorrow. There is no crime in being happy. And of course, ta-ta for now.
I'm a big boy now.